I don't know why it's always has to be a debate with women. Okay, can't you be just smart? Can't you just be smart? I'm asking her. Alina Habba says she'd rather be pretty than smart. Now, I'm not going to pick one, okay? But she is. Well, just watch and listen to, and watch her body language too. Go ahead.
Say what you will about Trump, alpha man.
Right.
You would suspect he picks an alpha guy, but he picks a feminine, smart, capable woman. Right. How much of you being an attractive, smart woman do you think played into a role in this?
To him or in the public? Because I can tell you it's been a double-edged sword.
Yeah, both.
It's been something I have had to deal with in the positive and in the negative. I don't think I would be on TV or sitting here if I didn't look the way I look. I think I caught attention. Mm-hmm. I'm very honest about that, and I don't mind. I'm not a feminist. Mm-hmm. Okay, I believe in strong women, but I want my door opened. I am very much an old school. My parents are Middle Eastern, old school woman. Mm-hmm. I when I'm at home, I cook. I have a husband. I respect. I know how to turn it off. But do I not think that if I'll tell you something. Somebody said to me, Alina, would you rather be smart or pretty? And I said, oh, easy, pretty. I can fake being smart.
I meet them all the time, Alina.
That's the honest truth. And it's going to make me, I'm sure there'll be some Washington Post article about it tomorrow, Daily Beast, my favorite. But listen, you have to be honest. It doesn't hurt to be good looking in this world, in the PR world, on TV. It doesn't hurt. Mm-hmm. And when you're good looking, that's great, but it can also mean people think you're stupid, or people think that President Trump hired me because I was good looking. That is absolutely not the case.
Miss Habba, please. First of all, what is good looking? Who's to say? It's subjective. And I just want to point out before we move on that the man didn't ask her the question. She posed the question. She brought up, would I rather be pretty or smart? She's brought it up and called herself, gorgeous over and over again is the implication. I'm one of a kind beauty if I'm reaching certain, well, I don't know if I want to use the word heights, but anyway, predictably, drew ridicule on social media, Habba did. Legally bland, replied Anthony Lopresti. Sound legal strategy from Trump, replied Patriot Takes. Clay Moser had advice. She should start at least faking she's smart. When they were asking when she was going to start that part. She said she could fake smart. It's easier. And so people online are asking, let us know when you start doing that. Chris Herbst paraphrase, basically, I'm not a good lawyer, but I play one on TV. Okay, raw story collecting some of the comments there. Meanwhile, primary opponent, they got to get it together. Here's that primary opponent. Think you know her name. Maybe not enough of you do. Meanwhile, primary opponent of Trump, Nikki Haley, also prompted ridicule online for saying this.
And this, of course, is referring back to New Hampshire. You were asked to explain the cause of the Civil War. You obviously did not mention slavery. And afterwards, you came up, you said that was a mistake. In fact, you said it should have been the first thing that you said. So you did come out and say that. Chris Christie, though, came out and said that you gave that answer not because you're, in his words, dumb or racist, but because you're, quote, unwilling to offend anyone by telling the truth. What do you say to that?
No one's ever said that I am unwilling to offend. I offend plenty of people because I call people out when they do something wrong. What I will tell you is Chris Christie is from New Jersey. I should have said slavery right off the bat. But if you grow up in South Carolina, literally in second and third grade, you learn about slavery. You grow up and you have, I had Black friends growing up. It is a very talked about thing.
I don't know why you're bringing up Black people, Miss Haley. I don't know why I sound like another dog whistle. In the South, this is how we talk. You got to be careful, states' rights. What on earth is wrong with you? What on earth is wrong with you? And I would like for her Black friends, I want to meet them. They don't have to step out publicly, but I really want to meet them. What are you talking about? Why'd you throw that in there? Reaction to Haley's comments include Hobby Brown saying we need an I don't see color. We got bingo. I don't see color. See color. It's just so irritating, very triggering. OMG, she actually said the line, Jay-Z says. Not Beyonce's, man. This is just Jay-Z. And I agree with it. She delivered the line, Senator, as if she had just rehearsed it with her team of PR people who are also tone deaf. I can tell you they're tone deaf. I can't be on the inside there, but if I were, that's not what she would have said. That's not what she would have said. It's just outrageous. And let's remind folks, if we can, before I turn it over to the senator, one of these people is the former governor of South Carolina who was forced to take down the flag finally after innocent Black people in church were gunned down. Okay. The other is on the legal team of a former president of the United States. Only the best people. Okay. Only the best people have to be on the inside, folks. I want to remind you of that. That's why many don't agree with affirmative action, because you want the best people by your side in these high quality, visible jobs, the best people. I hope we don't have to flash up a satire, Senator. Both of these people, I need them to sit down and do not speak. Don't speak for a good while, okay? Because they're triggering me, a Black woman.
Yep, I'm in the trigger club too, Sharon.
Yeah.
I don't know where the hell to start with this. Let's start with Alina. Is that her name?
Habba, Alina Habba.
Habba. I'd rather be. So first of all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Thank you.
Some people may, I ain't even gonna go there. Let me just say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But let me just quote the great Judge Judy, who, by the way, I'm upset with because she didn't bring my guy back to her new show. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love a bird.
I'm holding a little grudge on it
anyway,
too.
I'm digressing, Sharon. Judge Judy has a quote: "Beauty fades, but dumb is forever." Okay,
Ooh.
That's just it right here, Alina. Beauty fades, but dumb, baby, is forever. So I'm gonna just put that right there. Let our TYT family do with it what they will. I mean, that is beauty fades, but dumb is forever. So that's it. Now to get to Governor Nikki Haley, former Governor Nikki Haley. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. South Carolina was the first state to cede the Union over slavery. Many slave ports in South Carolina. Like, this woman knows all of this. She just confessed. Seeing it, they didn't go hard enough on the chick. Mm-hmm. So that just means, for me, Sharon, Black pain does not matter.
Nope.
Because now she got an opportunity to come and dress this thing up after she refused to say that slavery was the cause of the Civil War, and just her cavalier attitude. And then, for the love of God, please stop talking about your Black friends. That's a default for her, for a whole lot of folks. They think that's gonna cover them. You got Black friends.
And
obviously you ain't talking to your
friends
Black
are never there. That's
right.
I
mean,
they
ain't talking to
them. I could say anything.
She ain't talking to them.
Right. You're not.
But
if she is, they're not honest.
And mainstream media is giving this woman a pass on this because it's about Black people. Chattel slavery. So the enslavement of first African and then their descendants that became African Americans or Black Americans, however people, because this whole debate online over that, Sharon, whether we calling ourselves Black Americans, African Americans, hell, whatever we calling ourselves these days, our origins is from that continent, forced over here to this country. And that woman could not answer that question at a town hall meeting because she and others are trying to whitewash history. She's acting like this is the difference between what we having for dinner and what we having for breakfast, or you and I debating a color palette. No, there is no the other side. Because as she went on, we didn't play that part of the clip to say, well, in South Carolina, like half the people thought this and half the people thought that. Damn what half the people thought. Enslavement of Black people, of African and then their descendants, was wrong. Chattel slavery, wrong for generation after generation. And you know what, Sharon? This chick didn't even have the courage to take down the Confederate flag. It was a Black woman that took the flag down by the name of Bree Newsom.
Didn't want the photo op.
Right.
Didn't want the photo op to live.
She took the flag down and forced this woman to do.
But look at the credit. Look at the low bar. And that's why I prefaced it with those praying. They were in a prayer circle. They're in church, okay? When the very hungry Dylan Roof, who needed a burger after that.
And got it.
Got it. He got it, okay? So I don't know why you're pointing out the one person who was forced to, she lacks courage. And this is what offends me about her. And I get flack for this, but I'm going to say it because this is what I believe, Senator. And you can correct me if I'll listen to you. She doesn't care about Black people. And I know she doesn't care about Black people because what a dog whistle is, okay, states' rights, not saying that the actual truth about slavery, means you're playing to who? And you could care less about who not, right? You could care less about Black people.
That's right.
She knew she could get away with that. Didn't even get it proper. But can you imagine if she said this about another marginalized group, another group that's attacked?
Come on.
I don't know if she would have been able to stay in the race.
She wouldn't have been. But again, Black pain does not matter. So whether it's coming from somebody like Nikki Haley and before the white liberals on the Democratic side start clutching pearls, don't. Because it's not just the GOP. It's just not people like Nikki Haley. Hell, it's not just even white people. There are a lot of people who are anti-Black, who ride the backs of Black people on a regular basis, who think that they're better than the Black people who fought for the liberty and the type of justice that we see in this country and that is still yet to be realized. But for this woman to fix her mouth to not utter the words slavery was the cause of the Civil War. Plain and simple, capitalism and greed. And during the American Revolution, when this, at the founding of this country, as they were fighting against King George, Patrick Henry riding on the horse, give me liberty or give me death. They had a chance to start this new nation without the enslavement of Africans and then their descendants. But capitalism wouldn't let them do it, Sharon. They wouldn't do it. So while they're fighting for their liberation, they continue to enslave our ancestors. For many years, over 250 years, and then took another 100 and so years for us to even get the voting right, the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act. So you're talking about from 1865 to really 1965 in this country.
Yeah,
and we still fighting for it for this day. And it happened to Black people on this soil, okay?
This soil.
And we can't even get reparations.
No.
While they sending all kinds of money everywhere else. Go on and give the descendants of enslaved people, give them their reparations, baby. Slave owners got reparations, Sharon. Do people want to talk about that? Do they know that this country, this government paid enslavers reparations for the loss of their property? Hello, somebody. Sharon, don't even get me started on this. I am triggered like a mug.
Me too. And I don't want to hear about when slavery was abolished either, because I'm going to tell you something. What about those prop sharers who were supposed to, they're supposed to share in the profits. There's no profit. How come there's never any profits? Because it was still slavery. That's what it is. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to get out of here so we can both get a temperature. I don't mind being triggered, though. I got all day. Okay? I could do this all day. And I don't really care. You got to feel it. Feel the burn, like a certain segment of the population has. But I'm going to tell you something. She was unbothered by Black trauma, pain, slavery. Unbothered. She said, well, what would you like me to say about slavery?
What about it? She said, what about slavery?
Right. Next question. You remember that? That was her too. So, Nikki, nah,